Week 17, ELA, pre-lesson deliverable. We are working through our human rights essay packet. We have just finished reading U.S. Urge to Apologize for 1930s Deportation by Wendy Koch, and we are now looking at number 4, which asks us, how does the deportation and U.S. Urge to Apologize for 1930s Deportations demonstrate a violation of the United Declaration of Human Rights? I believe this should say Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And okay, so now we're looking at A, B, C. And so let's review quickly what are we looking for with this introductory paragraph when we have to give an extended response. What does the A stand for? Exactly, authors and titles. And what does that mean practically? What does that mean that we're going to write? And that's correct. We're going to write down the name of the article and the name of the author. And we're basically, when we do that, we're just stealing it from the prompt itself. We can generally just restate exactly what the first statement of the prompt is, because usually these prompts, these extended response prompts, give us a statement before they actually ask the question. Let's look at this one and see if it does. How does the deportation and U.S. Urge to Apologize demonstrate a violation of human rights? So does this give us just a statement that we can copy? Actually, no, it doesn't. So we're going to need to take this and restate it in a way that gives the author and title. So good. And then the second thing that we'll do, the B, is we give our big answer. How many answers do we need to give for this? And if you said 1, why did you say 1? Because we're only given one question to answer. Let's read the bullet points, and the bullet points are always a good hint for us. So let's have Brianna read, explain how the deportation and U.S. Urge to Apologize for the 1930s deportations violates the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Why don't we need another answer for the second bullet point? Because the second bullet point isn't asking a question, it's just giving us a guideline. It says use details from both the U.S. Urge to Apologize and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights to support your answer. Very good. And then the C, someone read please, go ahead, Jefferson. The C represents checking that your big answer answers all parts of the prompt. And we've only really got one part of the prompt to answer with this extended response. So there's 2 texts, the reading in the packet and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So now let's look at actually doing this, actually answering, starting our introduction paragraph. Now, if we were to answer the question, if we were to give the author and titles, what would that look like? And we'll have someone come to the board. Go ahead, let's have a volunteer. Abel, please come to the board and write this. So the author and titles, you would write, let's have someone, what would we write? Take 30 seconds with your group to come up with what we should write for our first statement, where we just give the author and title that we'll be referencing. And we're back, and let's call on group 2. What did you come up with? The deportation referenced in U.S. Urge to Apologize for 1930s deportations demonstrates a violation of the United Declaration of Human Rights in numerous ways. And that's a fine statement. You included both of the texts, and that's all that we need. So Abel, write that for us, and Abel writes this very quickly and efficiently, and thank you, Abel. So what's the next thing that we need to do? Now that we've restated both of the texts that we're going to be referencing, what do we need to do? Raise your hand. Good. And Valerie, what do you have? Answer. Great. We answer, we give our big answer. So once again, let's have you with your groups. Take 30 seconds, come up with your big answer statement to the question of how we see deportation. And 30 seconds are up. So what did you come up with? Ooh, so maybe we have some trouble with this. We're not sure how to answer the question. Well, here's a hint. Let's look back to page 5 and in our packets, think about what we did yesterday, where we looked at specifically which articles in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights were being violated. Because our answer statement that we get, or excuse me, our question, our prompt is asking us, how is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights violated? Well, we can look specifically and find, we've already discussed individual articles that were broken. So if we're looking at page 5, which articles were broken? Article 1, Article 23. Could we argue for other articles? Maybe 2, maybe I think it's 14. We could argue for others, but we know because we've already talked about, we've done the research, we've figured it out, that Articles 1 and 23 are violated by the family being thrown in jail for 10 days before being sent on a train to Mexico, and by the jobs being withheld. So, we're going to give 30 more seconds for you to talk with your group. How can you answer the question based on the information that we came up with yesterday? And we're back, and Abel's going to write for us who came up with something. Good. And group 1 says, specifically, the deportations violate the 1st and 23rd articles. Does that answer our question? Good. So we've included our author and titles. We've answered the question. We now check that our big answer applies to all parts of the prompt. So what should we look back at before we move forward? The bullet points. Have we explained how deportations violated the Universal Declaration of Human Rights? Yes, so we can put a check mark here. Now, we'll use details in the from both articles. Where are we going to use our details? In the introduction? No. Where are we going to use our details? In the body paragraph. So we'll move on and talk more about body paragraphs moving forward, but right now we just want to get that introduction. So now, if you would please turn to page 8 in your packet. This is the exit slip, and you're going to be using the last 10 minutes of class to answer and set up your introduction paragraph based on the question number 4. Begin.